What is up, everyone? This is Jeremy with the STS Cast, episode 26. So this is episode 20. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And it's Scott or Chris if you were watching last week.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Hi, Chris.
So what's going on?
Not much. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Where's Nate?
Yeah. Nate had important things to do, apparently.
Y'all playing that Dragon Ball Z game again?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
As is tradition.
So let me open up the chat here.
Play.
And we are live. Okay, so got the chat going.
Trying to get this thing to work with like different windows. I will say it. Well, I've said it probably every time we've done this live. Why can we not have like the YouTube chat in our screen? Like that's why do we have to have a? Yeah,
it's two separate things, right? We're in Google Hangouts doing the video, but we're live streaming on a Google product, YouTube.
Right. You would think that like we'd get two of the same things.
It's probably like two separate departments, and they don't like each other, so they never bother to come together, right?
They're those guys. Yeah.
Corporate bureaucracy at its best. Thank you, Google.
Thank you.
Art, what's going on, man?
Art, man, what's up, man?
Yo.
So this week, like I said, this week has been an interesting week. We've had a few different things happen, and I think we have someone who has finally bent to the peer pressure.
I did.
What did you do, Scott?
Pretty hard, actually. I bent over hard for peer pressure. Pun intended. Or is that innuendo? I guess. I ended up buying a Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
Yes, bought the Nintendo Switch. So Nate got his, and then Larry, you've had yours for a little bit.
Yeah, since Christmas. Nate had his first, though. Nate got his on Black Friday. We got ours for Christmas.
Yeah. So you guys have had yours. Jeremy just got one, what, a couple weeks ago? 2-3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So then Larry decided he was going to be this cool kid and go stream Splatoon. And I was watching it. And after seeing like Nate play and watching a couple of things, I was like, God damn it, I'm going to end up buying one of these damn things. And we were at Target and I just went by to look and see if they had stock. And they had like 15 of them.
Wow.
So I was like, it's a sign. That's just, I'll buckle. Like, give me that and Zelda.
Dude, Art, man, you should totally get a Switch. I was totally against it just because I had a Wii U. I literally had it for like maybe like 3 to 6 months. Like I don't even remember. I didn't have that long. And I'm like, I was holding off on the Switch. I'm like, yeah, it's just another make of the same thing. But the 2 weeks that I've had it, like I said, it's awesome. It's basically the portability of a full-size console is just it's awesome. I've had a lot of fun with it.
So Art, you can answer this here. Did you ever get like the PSP or any of those like the little handheld like the Vita or anything? Because to me that's what I thought it was. It was just like a gimmick. Like it was going to be like another PSP where you had like games, but they're like toned down like shitty versions of actual games. It ended up being way better. Like playing Nate and I around Christmas, he had brought it. And I played some Mario Kart, and just the fact that you can switch the controllers to have like 1 or 2 players and play on the screen, like I was like, all right, this thing's actually pretty cool. And then really like listening about the plate and everything, but like being able to take it on a plane or like in a car and just drive and actually be able to game while I'm like driving to like LA or San Diego, like that's amazing. So I finally broke down and bought it, and if you guys are looking for one, go pick one up, man. It is amazing.
No, I completely agree. Like I said, I was off for like the longest time. Like I finally bent to the peer pressure just because I'm like I need something because I'm gonna be traveling out of the country here in the next month. So I'm like I need something to keep me busy on the long flights, and then some of the downtime when I'm out of the country. And like I said, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Scott touched on one of the best parts, the controllers, how you can either like hold it and play by yourself, or you take off the Joy-Cons and you can give one to a friend, and then you both can play Mario Kart portable on that Switch screen. Like that's awesome, right? Like you could link up your 3DSs or whatever, but to only have one unit and be able to play together, deal breaker, man.
Cool,
It's revolutionary. Like PSP, all that stuff could never do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, nothing at all. Like I thought it was gonna be a gimmick. Just like I said, like the PSP was always a gimmick, right? Like it was always like it's the PlayStation, but this little handheld thing, and we have these new discs that are special for it.
Yeah.
And then nothing cool comes out for it.
The UMDs.
Yeah. I think I still have the one movie I bought on that was Snatch, and I'm pretty sure I still have that sitting in my DVD collection somewhere.
Nice. I still have my PSP.
Mine is broken to the point where I have no use for that UMD, but like it just kind of chills there, so I don't know.
You can't get rid of it. It's memory.
Yeah. Exactly. So I jumped on the bandwagon. I spent a lot of money this weekend because of it.
But like I said, here's the thing. So now all 4 STS guys have a PS4. All 4 guys have now a Nintendo Switch.
All 4 guys are going to get Super Smash Bros. On the day it comes out.
Yes, we are.
I tried to look for it on Amazon to see if I could pre-order it, but it's not.
I don't think it's up.
Yeah, there's no date yet.
Yeah, they just did the little trailer pop up. We were talking about it last night on Larry's live stream. So, I will say, out of a lot of games, I think that was the reason when I was like Smash Brothers is coming out. I was like, okay, I'll break down and buy the Switch. Right? Like, there's few games I will buy a console for. Super Smash Brothers is one of them.
I am super pumped for Smash Brothers. Like, that's the game I loved on the GameCube, but like I said, being able to play it on the Switch, especially with all you guys, like I said.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I'm worried about is if it's going to be a new version of the game, or if it's just going to be like a rehash, kind of like how they did with Mario Kart 8. They have the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Is it going to be like Smash Deluxe or something, where it's the game that just came out for the Wii U, but is
Splatoon 2 is basically a rehash of Splatoon 1 2. I hope not. However, kind of all of the Smash Bros. Games, all the way back to that GameCube one, are kind of the same thing. They just update the graphics, update the gameplay, that kind of stuff. So
you guys
no matter what it is, it's going to be awesome.
You guys keep defaulting to that GameCube one, but you forget about the OG
I know.
Nintendo 64.
I never played that one.
I spent so many hours after school at my friend's house playing that shit.
Got a couple new people in the chat. Area 51, what's up, man?
What's up, 51?
Daily PSP like a flop. Yeah. Well, I said I had a PSP like said the day one that it came out. It was awesome for what it was. Like I said, it was good at the time, but just being able to like what it turned into and just no availability of games kind of killed that.
Yeah, there's no games, and then you for like saves and stuff, you had to buy their proprietary like like the Sony card, which were super expensive, and everything. Pop Collector, what's going on, man?
Pop Collector,
hello. Pop Collector.
My wife, Area 51. My wife rocks Breath of the Wild. Yep, that's the game that me and Scott are on right now.
Yeah,
and Nate.
Yep.
Yeah, so to be honest, that's the only game I have. I just bought the Switch, like I said, about 4:30 today. So up until this point, I sank, a couple of hours into it. But yeah, I only have the Breath of the Wild, so I'll be playing the shit out of that, and then probably picking up like Mario or Mario Kart here shortly.
Splatoon,
so we can play that again.
Literally, Larry sold, like I said, Larry's live stream sold me on Splatoon. Like,
yeah, dude, no, it really did.
I'm like, because it's literally a game that I had no interest in before. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've heard of it, but I'm like, I never even like wanted to pay attention to it. But actually seeing Larry play it, I'm like, I kind of want to play that.
Right. So if you guys didn't catch my live stream from yesterday, you can watch the replay on our channel. But it's 90 minutes of me playing Splatoon 2 for the first time ever. Like we've had it. I've never actually played it. I played Splatoon 1 a little bit, but I played Splatoon 2 for the first time. It was a lot of fun. I actually picked it up again earlier today for a little bit. There's a Splatfest going on right now. I don't exactly know what that means, but I was in on the Splatfest and it was a lot of fun. And you know what? As soon as we finish up here, I'm probably going to jump on and play Splatoon 2 again.
There you go.
Gotta hop on that Splatfest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
That is the worst name for a thing as an adult. Like as a kid, you're like, it's Splatfest, it's great. But as an adult, I'm like, I don't think I want to go anywhere where it's called Splatfest. Area 51, Fire Emblem. I love that series. So I didn't know there was a Fire Emblem for the Switch. So I will probably end up sinking some money to that as well.
This is getting expensive.
Yeah, it is already. Like, what did you guys do? Like, why did you peer pressure me?
Because it's awesome and we're good friends and we all need to play the Switch together in completely different locations.
Yeah. That or in the same location makes it even funner.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Funner. It's all about the funner.
More fun, yes.
More fun.
Grammar is my friend.
I know we were all joking yesterday about that stupid eBay coupon. So, man,
I held strong.
What eBay coupon are you talking about, Jeremy?
The 20% off that was on eBay. I think.
20% off purchase of $25 or more. Max $100.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I'm like, just an excuse to spend money. And I'm like, okay, I did. It's one of those coupons that, like I said, it's one of those things that happens every now and again where I'm like, hey, you know what? I like this, but I don't like that for that price. So it kind of adjusted a couple things down to I'm like, I could pay that now. It's 20% less. I can pay that now.
I saved $90. I almost maxed out my $100 maximum.
Max 20% thing.
Literally, don't say what you got. Just because
I'm not jinxing it. Honestly, like I'm for the only reason because it's got to get here first in good shape. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
No, I'm anxious to see that unboxing of what you got, because what you got it's pretty cool.
It's pretty mega.
It is pretty mega. Mega unboxing. It needs to be like some mega unboxing.
Yeah. A super mega our own unboxing. Like, it doesn't really fit when it's us. Like, I like it when the super mega is us giving our generosity out.
We need to do. Oh, speaking of that. So our next giveaway, I said I can talk about it now. Just because of something that happened to me this week. Was so apparently, like I said, I never win anything. It's only happened. I've only won 2 things in my entire life.
I know what you're talking about now. I actually know where you're going with this.
So the very first thing I won was, like I said, back when Halo 2 came out. So 7-Eleven was having like these like Slurpee cups and stuff where you could actually, you could scratch off, like I said, this code and enter it online. And then basically you had the chance to win like an Xbox. I did that randomly, and then like I totally forgot about it. Like 6 months later, I said I get a random package at my doorstep, and it was like an Xbox. I said Halo 2, the game guides, limited edition Xbox, a whole bunch of other games, controllers, like a whole box full of stuff, just randomly. I ended up selling everything in the box.
Did you mention though it was the green limited edition Halo? Like the clear...
I do think your family, Jeremy, has other things to say.
I don't win all the time. That's a lie.
And before you go into your story here, Pop Collector, not in Fortnite, but it is something that I have some other friends online that are trying to get me into. So I guess hang tight for a little bit. We'll probably be on that.
And shout out to Aioli is the best. I don't know, waifu.
That is waifu.
Callie from the live stream last night when I was playing Splatoon. She's really awesome at Splatoon. Thank you for joining our
I'm
podcast.
Saying, did she kick your ass a couple of times?
Oh, absolutely. She splatted me good.
Level like 150 something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm sitting there level 2 and she's level 150 something or 90. I think it's 194.
It was
crazy.
Something crazy. Where she had a star next to her name.
Yes. And I'm like, what does that star mean? And she's like, oh, that means 100. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
not me.
So back to the winning stuff. So I'm like, so we have a friend, basically a coworker that's in town, from out of the country. So he's from Bulgaria, and so we
shout out to Veselin.
What's up, man? So we went to Tilted Kilt, and he checked us in there. And I don't do Facebook. Like I said, I'll do Instagram, I'll do Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I have a Facebook literally just for the fact of managing the STS guys page, but literally that's it. So I log on just because like he checked us in and he wanted to know my name like on Facebook. I'm like, I don't remember what it was. So I log in. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, your name on Facebook is your name.
Facebook. I don't do Facebook. And so I go to my notifications. I'm like, well, what are these notifications? So apparently I won a signed photo from Christian Bale from Bambox. And so I said I got that coming.
The Christian Bale from Dark Knight, right? Or one of the Batman movies. I'm not sure which one it's from.
I think it's the Dark Knight, because it's him in that underground garage with like his armor, like his armor, like a bat suit in the background.
Right. So yeah, it's got to be number 2, right?
So I think it's the second one. But yeah, so I'm like, freaking awesome. I'm like, random contest win, signed Christian Bale Batman photo. But that gave me an idea. So with that, so I'm like, Batman. I think that should be the kind of theme of our next giveaways. I think we should do a super mega Batman giveaway. Scott, you're like,
I was just thinking we can call it the na giveaway. No.
So I'm thinking about doing that. So like I said, we have a good collection of items so far. I'm like, that photo kind of inspired me to, I'm like, that should be the theme of our next giveaway. So we have a few different items so far. I'll probably be filming a video maybe midweek this week. That'll basically show everything that's going to be in that specific giveaway. But we have some pretty awesome stuff part of that giveaway. I can't reach what one of the things is right now, but I'm looking at it. It's over to the right. It's pretty cool. We got a couple comics. We got some pops. We got some mystery minis. We got some. I think we got a watch. We got a whole bunch of different things as part of this giveaway. So we'll be filming a video later this week, mid this week, with what's everything in the giveaway. So we'll probably be running that one through Gleam again. So if you guys have entered our past contests, so we've typically done, like I said, a lot of the bigger contests through Gleam, just so that way we have everyone's has like equal opportunity to be able to enter those contests. So
and it's so easy.
Yeah,
it's so easy to enter.
Super easy, and no one can claim that we're being shysty.
Yeah. So once we do the once we pick the winner, I actually do the screen capture. So I actually log into the account, and so that way that's how we announce our winners too. So so be on the lookout for that pretty soon. Like I said, that'll be dropping here probably midweek this week, mid to end of the week this week.
Pop Collector, looking at your thing, do we have our own YouTube accounts? Kind of. We have our main one, and then we all have to have a YouTube account to basically to join the streams here. So we all have like a Gmail specifically for logging in to do the hangouts.
It's just for the chat, basically.
Yeah.
Just for the chat, it's just for logging into and doing the live streams. Our main account is the STS guys account, so that's the only one that really gets any type of reaction. That's the only one we really respond to. So yeah, so awesome. Yeah, Eric, yeah, sounds cool. Yeah, it'll be a pretty cool giveaway. Like I said, I got a ton of stuff kind of in the backlog for that giveaway. We had this idea to do it before, but we wanted to kind of gather a couple of additional items to include in that. So we definitely have a few different cool items that we're going to have a part of that giveaway.
And I don't believe either Jeremy or I have the Sorcerer Mickey Funko Pop. I have the regular Mickey Funko Pop. Don't ask me why.
I was going to say, that does not sound like anything that you would collect, Larry.
I acquire things sometimes that I don't need. That's on the list.
I just took a side tangent. I just took a drink of the beer I had from last week.
Ew.
Oh, God.
Don't go down on me. Get a good beer. Drink it down with that.
Oh.
Is that better?
Much better. Whoa. Jesus. Ugh. Ugh. I don't even know why I did it. Well, I know why I did it.
Why did you leave it there for a week?
Yeah, that's the question, is how has a beer been sitting out there for a week? Because that stuff starts to smell after like 2 days, to the point where I'm like, I got to get this shit out of there.
It's because, like I said, this week has been like the week from hell. And so I'm like, I literally been in my office twice this entire week.
Can you put together a PowerPoint presentation to tell me how bad this week has been?
Well, first off, I don't think it's really been that bad. I think it's just that you've been hanging out on that new couch that you got, and that's where it's just you just don't have a care to go in your office.
Oh, that new couch, dude! Like, so we got part 2 of the couch delivered actually today.
Nice.
It's Lindsay's like said out there like chilling in the couch right now. But yeah, optimum movie watching.
So Jeremy, what happened to your old couch?
Did I tell
this is a good story.
It is.
Did I tell a story already or no?
No.
So I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago. And I get this text from my wife like a 1:30 in the morning, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and says, "Your fucking dog, you puked all over the couch." And like I said, there was puke everywhere. Like I said, it was disgusting. Like it was all over the place. He dug at it, so it was like spread all over the place. It was the couch was toast. It was done. We got a couple different quotes to try to clean it. To clean it, it was like a minimum of like $300, and that wasn't even a guarantee that they were going to actually get all of the nastiness out. So we just opted to go ahead and get new couches. But in Phoenix right now, it's bulk trash pickup week. So like while I'm getting these other new couches delivered, I can put the old nasty puke couch out on the curb, wait for the garbage men to pick it up. But I didn't have to wait for them because some random stranger picked up the puke couch. So
gotta love the people that go scavenging on the bulk trash pickup day. It is bulk trash, like trash being the like optimal word there. Yet every time
garbage. Like I don't know what else it is. It's garbage, people. Come on.
I just imagine that somebody's house is furnished with your puke couch. I think Scott told a story about how he had like an ottoman or something that his dog pissed all over. I imagine
that's mine. That's
mine.
That was Jeremy's too.
No,
yeah, like right. I assume that there's all these puked on and peed on things sitting in somebody's living room somewhere.
Mine was a dog bed that I was dragging out. Like I didn't even put it on the side. Like I was in the process to bring it out, and a person drove by and was like, "Are you throwing that away?" I was like, "Yeah, it's covered in dog piss because my dog had an accident and I can't get it out." And he's like, "Well, throw it in the back of the truck. Like I'll go do something with that." I'm like, "You do realize I just said it's covered in dog piss that doesn't come out, right? Like, fuck it, throw it in the back of your truck. Like it's fine. Have fun."
Yeah, that person's house must have some incredible smells.
Oh. Yeah. Oh god, just imagine the stank that house has.
It's not stink. Yeah, you're right, Scott. It's stink.
Yeah, it's stink.
It's keep the pup off the new couch. Yeah, no. The couches are covered. So they're nice couches. So they're like have these nice covers on them now. Time for a new dog. This is a new dog. So this was my dog.
What, Jeremy? You've had this dog for what, 6 months now? So
6 months. Well, here
it's 100% cousin Eddie.
Yeah, let me put this in perspective, and just so that way you can get the scale of the puke too. I said it's an English Mastiff, so if you just imagine then how big the English Mastiff is, puke couch, it was awful.
It was done.
My poor wife, like I said, I kind of felt so bad for her because I said I have those husbandly duties of cleaning that up. Typically when the dog has an accident. Unfortunately, I said I was out of the state at the time and didn't have the ability to do that. So shout out to Lindsay for being able to clean things up.
And there's nothing worse than cleaning up puke.
No, it's
especially like large dog puke. She's a trooper, man.
Yeah.
Well done.
Puke is like number 2, I think, on the list. Like it's like shit all over the place. Yeah, Splatoon, and then
Splatfest.
A Splatfest with shit, and then puke is number 2.
Oh man, so yeah, so at least like I said, silver lining though. So typically, like I said, I knew something was going to happen just because I said it's the way that the paychecks work at work. I said there happens to be like some months you get 2 paychecks, and some months like I said there's 2 months out of the year where you get the 3 paychecks where it's like
3 paycheck month.
It's 3 paycheck month. There's something always happens. Something always happens, and then I said, I'm like, knock on the wood. I'm like, something happened. I said last year was my air conditioning. So the year before that, it was another dog situation where he had to have surgery. This time, like I said, silver lining of this situation though, at least I got couches out of it. So
I do have to say, 3 paycheck month is the reason why I got a Switch.
Nice. 3 paycheck month for the win.
Yep. So,
all right, okay. Let's actually get the show started on.
As we talk about other things. Area 51, thanks for joining in. Catch you later, man.
Later, 51. What should we talk about? Anything new? Like movies, TV? What's going on?
Let's talk about TV. Jessica Jones, season
Jessica Jones.
So, Larry, I know you haven't had an opportunity to kind of check out Jessica yet, but
so earmuffs, Larry, earmuffs.
I actually finished it today.
What?
Oh, you got through the whole thing.
I finished it. I'm like, I had nothing going on. What is going on Audacity? I finished it today. It was good. It wasn't anywhere near what the first season is.
No. So for me, I think the biggest thing is it suffers pacing issues. Like stuff has going on like way too slow, and like a lot of stuff happens and then nothing happens. Then a lot of stuff happens and nothing happens. And like that is driving me nuts.
So Scott, where'd you leave off at?
Somewhere in the 5th episode, I think, is where I'm at right now.
Okay. I think what killed it for me is I had such anticipations for the second season, and David Tennant just knocked it out of the park as the Purple Man in the first season, and I think that I was expecting that type of season to kind of like progress forward. I wish they wouldn't have killed him in the first season, to be honest with you. I think that you could have recycled that villain and done it a couple times, and I think that would have made the story progress a little bit further. So you do see some surprises later on in some of the later episodes, but like I said, I don't know. I don't think it was as near as good as the first season.
Well, and I have to agree with you, dude. Kilgrave was such an awesome villain, and like it was played so well. And then you go into this season, and there's really like this mystery as to who is the bad guy, and it's almost like this whole like espionage kind of like there's this conspiracy theorist kind of thing going on, at least in the first half. And there's no clear-cut villain. Like every time you think like this is the bad guy, somebody else is like, oh nope, it's like this thing, and it's this person, and there's no like. I want a good bad guy. You cannot lead with a great bad guy like that you did, and then go into a second season with nothing. Like you need to up the stakes.
All right, can I talk just a little bit, like I said, about the first episode? Larry, like I said, is it okay if I talk about first episode?
Episode number 1.
Go for it.
All right. Literally, like I said, Scott, I said
no. What you're complaining about is actually episode 2.
Is it 2?
It's 2. He shows up in 1, but what you're going to complain about, I know what you're going to complain about is episode 2.
Okay, we're talking about the second episode.
What? Still okay.
The Wizard.
The Wizard and the Saved by the Bell like speed running thing. He's supposed to. So the Wizard is like super speed, but it's just a guy like running with his hands and like a little bit of motion blur, but like
he literally like I'm gonna reenact it right now live
speed
on the
walking. It's yeah. Yeah, basically that's it. It's like him running down the street, but he's like, it looks like an old person speed walking, and then they just added like 8 people, like superimposed like 8 versions slightly like askew as they're going to make it like he's going fast, but it's not fast at all.
And I honestly, and here's the thing. So if there wasn't a Flash TV show that shows how you can do speed, like how you can do speed and make it look good on TV, I don't think it would be as big of a deal. But that's what that's so lame. It was the lamest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
This is Marvel. This is Marvel Netflix. They have a budget. They could do something better.
The saddest thing is they picked they picked this guy that's this like
Fat
I want to say fat dude, but it's like me. Pop Calm, what's going on, dude? A fat guy. It's basically me wearing an orange.
Okay, it's me. It's me.
It's okay. So it's Jeremy in a jumper, like trying to run fast. And he calls him it's Wizard. He's like, I can only run when I'm scared. And so the first time you think he's crazy, and then he runs, and you're like, he's not even going fast. So it was probably one of the it's like the CGI in that shit was
It was
just,
awful.
I don't even want to say CGI. That was somebody's great idea. They're like, dude, we're gonna do speed differently. We're gonna do like motion blur, like old school cartoons where they have like 8 people, like, and he's gonna speed walk, but we're gonna speed up the camera like to like 300%, so it looks like he's running.
I know nothing. I know nothing about movies, but I think I could basically, with the limited equipment that I have, pull off a better speed force walk or speed walk than
running faster than normal. Yeah, than that. The saddest thing is you could tell, like, Larry, you just look out for this. When he's running, they never show his feet. Did you notice that? Because like it's always waist up or like a far away shot, because there's no way that like his little you can see these little fat feet just like going like it is awful.
it's so bad. It's
So bad.
like I don't even know what to say. It's so bad.
It was bad. Like the show, obviously, it's the Jessica Jones series is good. Like I'll say right there, like it's good. At least the story is keeping me like enticed, kind of figuring out like what's going on. It's at least keeping me active. But good God, there are a couple like 1 or 2 things like that I didn't really get.
All right, Scott, and I was kind of talking with Larry a little bit about this. Yep, that's you, Larry. That's you.
I gotta keep myself entertained somehow while you guys are talking about a show I haven't watched.
Yeah.
It was specifically this, and Scott, let me know if you agree. I think that it I said they assume that you know a lot of information. Like I don't know half the stuff that they covered. Like I said, and maybe I have to go rewatch the first season, but it seems like they're going into this season like you already know a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's a lot of different stuff that I don't remember from the first season. But basically expecting you to know, like the whole LGH thing. I'm like, I had no idea what the hell that was, or
right. So the only thing I remember, or the only thing they brought up from the first season, is like Jessica like was on a car trip with her family. She gets in a car accident. She goes to the hospital, and then she has powers. Right, yeah. Like that's it. And now they're bringing up this whole like they're going and finding specific doctors that she dealt with and the company, and they're like, we knew this company was doing all this stuff. I was like, at what point did you actually name the company? Like, who are these people?
Yeah, so that was like I'm glad it wasn't just me, because like I said, I thought it was missing something. Like I'm like, I have to rewatch it because I'm like I don't remember like a good chunk of what they're expecting you to know in this episode.
Yeah. So is a lot of the season about trying to explain how she got her powers?
Yes,
because I really don't care how she got her powers. Like I don't know anything about Jessica Jones, like comic book wise, but like I don't care. She just has super strength and stuff. Like that was enough for me.
It works better without knowing the backstory. Yeah,
even in the comics, like because I've actually read the comics, like. Even in the comics, the story arc is 3 issues. Like I said, it's kind of her like backstory of like powers of how she got her powers.
And it was Daredevil style, right? Chemicals. She got chemicals spilled on her. Now she has powers. Like,
not quite. So it does take some of the stuff from the comics in regards to like the experimentation. So it kind of because she had certain abilities even before. It's basically they did like this experiment on her that brought out those abilities even more, and that's how she is the way she is. So like I said, it's almost like almost like an X-Men type thing where they unlocked like I don't want to say the X gene, but like they
unleashed her potential.
Yeah, they unfurled.
Yeah, unfurled. Yes, they wrapped out the powers. Yeah.
When are you gonna start this?
When am I gonna start it?
When are you gonna start this?
Well, my wife really enjoyed season 1, so whenever my wife is ready to watch it. We talked about watching it last night, but we decided not to. So she's not even home right now. I don't know where she is, so it's not going to be today.
SOS on Larry's wife.
Yeah, where are you? Go watch Jessica Jones.
Honestly, like we watch very few shows together. But we also watch Homeland together on Showtime, and Homeland's been on for a while, and we haven't even started that yet. So I don't know what she's going to want to start first, Homeland or Jessica Jones.
No, yeah, either or. Like I said, just said you definitely need to watch it. I think
where would you like rank it, right? In the Marvel shows, do you like it more than Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders? Like, I think those are the bottom 3.
I think it's better than Iron Fist and Defenders.
Nice. So I put Defenders, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage as the bottom 3, right? I think Iron Fist is, if you watch our first episode, or one of our episode on Iron, it was our first one, right?
It was number 1. Yeah,
it was number 1. You know where we stand on Iron Fist. I put that as the worst. Then the Defenders, and then Luke Cage.
So better than Luke Cage.
So way better than Luke Cage. So I do Daredevil season 1. Punisher, Daredevil season 2, Jessica Jones season 1, and then Jessica Jones season 2. So far, that's where I put it. Obviously, I haven't seen the whole thing, so that may change, but like it's up there. But
so you really like those ones in your top 3, so I don't think it's going to change much.
Yeah, so it's not going to jump into the top 3, but and it's going to be really hard to top the first season of Jessica Jones, which is right outside of my top 3.
Yeah. Because my top 3 are Daredevil season 1, Punisher, Jessica Jones. Like I said, it follows that exact order.
See, I like the Daredevil season 2 only for the fact that it introduces the Punisher, and there's a couple of scenes, like it goes through a couple of major story arcs. You know, the People versus Frank Castle. It has the scene with him on the roof where he has the gun taped to his hand. He's like, you're gonna have to kill me to stop me. Like that whole arc, which is a big part of the comics. Like, I love Daredevil season 2 until the end.
Honestly, I said if I didn't have a Punisher series, I'd flip in season 2 of Daredevil where that Punisher plot is for me. But since I have a standalone Punisher series,
yeah,
I can rank that.
Punisher is still, to me, Punisher is still the number 2. Like Daredevil season 1 stands out because it was the first and it was awesome. Punisher comes in as number 2.
My top 3: Jessica Jones, Daredevil season 2, Punisher, and honorable mention to first half of Luke Cage.
Yeah, see, for Luke Cage would have been way higher if they didn't do the whole second season or the second half,
or if it just would have stopped after 4 or 5 episodes.
Right? No, you know what? Just keep the same bad, because I loved Cottonmouth as a bad guy. Like, let him stay as the bad guy through the whole thing, and then save it for like another season.
Very, like I said, ingrained in the story. Like it was. I said, I think that he just fit.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 pieces of news. Did you guys see that they announced Luke Cage season 2 this week?
I love the freaking trailer for that.
Yeah, and I just saw pictures from Punisher season 2 from the set.
Yeah, they're filming.
They did those today. Yeah, I didn't realize that had been announced. So
yeah, I think it had
the release date for Luke Cage season 2. It was in June, right, Larry?
Yeah, it's
soon. Yeah, because we're like, oh, it's all basically already done.
Yeah, like it was to the point where like, oh shit, that's gonna come out real soon.
Yeah, how did they hide that? Like they filmed a lot of that in New York. How did they just keep it on the down low?
Popcom, Stranger Things. We love Stranger Things, except for Jeremy.
Well, I like Stranger Things.
It grew on you, right?
It grew on you.
You and I both thought it was a little overrated for season 1, but it's a good show.
I literally had to watch it again.
Same.
I watched the season one time. I didn't want to, because I didn't like it because like I said it was hyped up for everybody, and I'm like I didn't see the hype of what it was. I rewatched it the second time. I appreciate a ton more the second time. Second season wasn't bad. I liked it. But it didn't have the same feeling as the first season. So first season is still way better than the second season.
So I looked out on the first season. I waited like 3 months and like ignored everything about it before I went in and then hit it. So it was like almost towards the end of the year. Going into it that way, all the hype had died down and people had stopped talking about it. So when we finally got into it, it was like, okay, this is actually a really good show. And yeah, the nostalgia in it was nuts.
No,
I watched it right away. I remember like pretty much right away. I saw a couple people on Twitter say, "Hey, this Stranger Things is pretty cool." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." It's like it's some Netflix show. That was before Netflix show were like, "Oh, when somebody says it's good, you had to watch it." But like by the end of that first weekend, Sully from the Nerd Foo tweeted, "Hey, you should watch Stranger Things. It's really good." I'm like, "All right, Sully likes it. I'm in." I watched it like it was July before San Diego Comic-Con that year. I was done with it.
Popcom, if you like Stranger Things, have you seen the movie or seen the show Dark? It's if you haven't, if you like Stranger Things, you should probably check out Dark on Netflix. It's basically almost like a German version of Stranger Things. It's just actually, pun intended, it's a little bit darker. It's a really good though. It's a really good show.
Now,
check it out. It's called Dark. Like I said, it's subtitled, and like I said, it's subtitled in English. Like I said, it's dubbed over in English, but it's actually a German show. So if that doesn't,
it's on the Netflix.
It is on the Netflix. Definitely check it out. Because it said if you like Stranger Things, like I said, it's very Stranger Things like.
Now, here's the question: did they get the licensing agreement to show the Ghostbusters, like Stranger Things did?
No, it's a German show.
Dude, they show like the German Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Mine's Ghostbuster.
Yes. Ghostenbuster. Yeah.
Ghostenbuster. Another kind of if we're talking about international like shows that are on Netflix, another one to check out is 3%. It's actually a show from Portugal. No, Brazil. I'm sorry.
Brazil. But first up, when has anything from like Brazil
been good
until this show?
This show was amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
It was probably said if you haven't checked out check it out. Like I said, we can say that for another podcast or another different stream of podcasts. But like I said, it's a show definitely worth checking out. So going back kind of our Marvel ratings for Netflix shows, what do you guys want to see kind of from Luke Cage season 2?
Hey, Parlor Mob, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for lurking, dude. I
had to get that in real quick.
Hey, I lurk all the time. It's fine. Don't worry about that. I was lurking like half the time. When Lara was playing the Switch, I was out making s'mores out in my backyard, so I had the phone on my charger just streaming and was coming in and out. So dude, so Luke Cage is one of those weird shows though that like I'm like thrown off by the fact that there is a second season that I don't know where they're gonna go with it. Like I really want Heroes for Hire. I think that is gonna be where this season at least is gonna go towards, but like Luke Cage has always been that hero that's like the small town, like solving issues for people that the Avengers or like police and stuff can't handle. So having that show up, like cleaning up, like Harlem.
Yeah, it's got to continue with that, right? That's Luke Cage's thing.
Yeah.
I'm with Scott. Like, if I have any expectations, as much as we were iffy about Iron Fist, I really hope that he shows up maybe like the last 3 episodes, something like that, right? Like Luke has to call him in, or he just shows up and he's like, "Hey man, you're in a tough spot. I'm going to help you out." And then they just wipe out the bad guy or whatever's going on.
Yeah. Like I want it to be like, like halfway through he shows up. He's like, "Hey, like I'm here to help. Like I want to do whatever." and then we get a Heroes for Hire storyline. Like, it's the only real way that like I'm gonna be super excited for it, but like
So
it seems
he
cool.
shows up. So he shows up, right? And then he's just like, I am the immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And then like a couple minutes later, he's like, I am the immortal Iron Fist.
It's my duty as the immortal Iron Fist. He just has
you forget I am the immortal Iron Fist.
Every 10 minutes, he has to remind everyone that he's the immortal Iron Fist, right? Yeah. So but again, I don't know any like big bad guys. Like, who's the big bad going to be for the series? Like, I don't know.
I honestly don't think. I said if you do a Heroes for Hire story, I don't actually think that you need necessarily like big
one.
Like I think they can do street level like crime or just helping general people out. I think I honestly would love to see them just do like street level crime, but driving all the street level crime is the Kingpin, and then you have the Kingpin basically then show up in Daredevil season 4.
Right, that would be cool.
Just have him at like the last episode, talking about like how his efforts in Harlem have been like hindered. Yeah, like it would be great.
Yeah. Like I think that would be a good crossover. So that way you can kind of like bleed that into, hey, you know what? Kingpin's back. He's basically organizing crime again, and he's basically getting in control of all the different gangs that are out there. So it
could even be like villain of the week kind of style, like Flash season 1 was.
Yeah.
Where, maybe it ties together a little bit because they like one fluid story for all these Marvel shows. But like you said, they could be a series of villains, but it's got that umbrella for Kingpin or something that you don't really figure out till the end. That would be awesome.
I would love that. If that were the case, that would be awesome.
Yeah, keep it simple.
But the problem is like this little like teaser thing that we showed just as him, just kind of talking like and showing like little bits of action, right?
Yeah, so it could be anything.
It could be, there's no hint as to like what's going to happen. Although everyone has to agree that him walking out of that like exploded bus or semi truck or whatever that is, that's like he's coming out on fire, is pretty badass.
Honestly, my entire favorite part was so when he put on like the retro costume, like when he was grabbing clothes.
In season 1, yeah,
that was a good scene.
I would love to have like just a tiny bit of throwback. Just give me a little costume
with the V-neck blouse, like
V-neck blouse, go boots. Give me the full 9 yards
with the fro and the freaking like full like forearm metal bands or whatever it is that he had.
Yeah, some gauntlets. Give me some gauntlet action.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but what they showed in season 1 is all you're gonna get, man. It's Luke Cage with a hoodie.
Although I do have to say, it's not a hoodie. It is a Carhartt.
What's a Carhartt?
That is the jacket that he wears. Yeah, it's the hooded jacket that he wears. But he wears every episode. He wears a Carhartt.
Carhartt represent.
You go representing the Carhartt because that's I didn't know that was big in like Harlem because that's like a farmer thing. But
yeah, that's like farmer gear, like right?
It's farmer gear, yeah. Like that's popular where I come from. Not like Harlem.
Wait, you're not from Harlem?
I am
you're from
not.
the streets, man.
Yeah. This guy grew up in the streets. Like,
Scott's straight up thug.
I am.
I don't know if you ever realized that Scott's straight up thug. Whoa! Throwing up gang signs. Like,
whoa. We don't want to start a turf war with like rival podcasts.
Yeah,
because I'm sure there's a lot.
I hear there are some rival podcasts.
There are. Backyard Flicks isn't. What's that Star Wars one called? Those guys don't like us.
Yeah, that Popcom Thug Life. We don't have any real rivals. Like,
I have some real rivals. I just can't name them. I can't name them.
Sorry, I'm getting sick.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeremy, you just did the fart that you do, or the cough that you do when you fart. You try to cover it up, like.
That came through awesome on Audacity, by the way.
It did. It's just fucking spikes.
Fart spikes. Oh, that'd be a good name for a channel.
I think we should have the Fart Spike podcast.
Fart Spike podcast.
Podcast? The podcast?
Podcast.
Yeah. Is that like a Pirates podcast? Podcast.
Jeremy had a lot of this, and I blame that on this.
Yeah. That's the New Adventures of Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. I still want to make the Adventures of Star-Lord podcast, dude. I think it would be great. We just tell stories of what happened to the guy that everyone thinks is Star-Lord. Which actually leads me into something that I want to go and shift gears here. And this is the surprise. We got 10 minutes left or so. Give or take.
Man, no rules. What are you going to talk about?
As we're going through here. The Shard cast. I actually Popcom.
Don't encourage him.
Don't. Yeah, you just gave me an idea.
He's going to go look and see if shardcast.com is available.
And it is. I'm sure it is.
I know a perfect place where we can go to check.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to GoDaddy.
Woo! So we have Infinity War coming up.
True.
And we had talked about this before, but I want to do it on air. What is Thanos' obsession with the Infinity Stones in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Go.
Silence.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your guys' thing to join in and give me your fucking theories. Don't leave me hanging here.
I have no idea. And they haven't even teased anything, really, right?
No,
I don't know. They're gonna have to tell me that in hopefully the first 10 minutes of this epic movie.
Well,
right.
I think Infinity War. I literally think they misnamed this movie.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I don't think we're going to get. I think it's going to be a lot of basically battle for the last stone, where we'll get a lot of the. Holy shit!
What are you doing with your audio? Holy
Stop.
shit! Fucking Audacity!
Good God!
It keeps because it won't stay in one spot. Going up, going down, and going up and going down. So
this is now the Shart cast because of the audio.
No, but I think honestly, the last 10, 15, 20 minutes of the movie maybe will actually be backstory of what's going on and what's going on with the stones and what's happening with the stones and why Thanos wants the stones.
So the big theory online is that Thanos is not actually trying to control everything, but he's trying to save the universe.
Well, Kevin Feige talked about that.
Yeah, right.
There's a Kevin Feige quote out there everywhere. I saw it on Collider.
Shout out to Collider.
So that's straight from his mouth.
Straight from his mouth. So does that work for you guys? Or is that kind of a played out I guess a trope? The big bad is there, but when you defeat him, he's like, "You fools! You don't know what's coming!"
It's like the boss battle back in the Nintendo days where you beat him, but you really didn't beat him, and then he comes back. Oh,
yeah, it's Mortal Kombat because you beat Shang Tsung, and then he's like, "Oh no, Khan is the actual bad guy, and I would have beat him had you not interfered." That was in the 90s that trope was played out.
You know what I can do? So I know we get to see Infinity War here in a few weeks. I think countdown is it's in the 30 days, 35, 45 days, 45 days.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably 6 weeks.
I can ask in June Jim Starlin what he thought. So Jim Starlin is the guy who created Thanos. So I get to meet him. We actually got VIP passes to meet Ron Lim and Jim Starlin, the guys basically who created Infinity War, in the comics, of what they thought of the cinematic universe. So
nice.
Their thoughts.
Where's that going to be at?
The amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con. So we'll be headed to Vegas in June, end of June.
So unfortunately, the movie will come out because that's April 27th is the release date of Infinity War.
Yeah, well, so that way I can ask them, what they thought of it and how it changed their vision, or if they agree with what they did or not.
Okay. So come on, Papa, it's Nomad.
Yeah. It's Nomad. Yeah.
Nomad. It's the Nomad shield.
Cap is the Nomad. It's the Nomad shield from the comics.
At least at the beginning of the movie, right? Until Black Panther says, "Get that man a shield."
Yeah. Well, he has no shield up until that point, right? You
just that arm thing.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming confiscated it. Wasn't it like lodged in Iron Man's chest at the end of the um, Civil War movie? Like, I mean, he kind of abandoned his shield. So,
Yeah.
True. I don't know.
I don't know where you're going with that. Or is that just
so
it?
like he doesn't have like his traditional like little circle shield. So yeah, I mean, it's
No.
the Nomad shield.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right. Which makes sense because when he's kind of hiding out and not being Captain America, which is what he sort of decided after Civil War because of fighting with Tony, that he didn't want to be Captain America anymore. So I think there's a synopsis. It's not really spoilery, so I'm going to say it. But I think one of you guys told me that you read that they officially said that Captain America is hanging out in Wakanda doing stuff. So I'm sure he's going to be there at the beginning of the movie along with Winter Soldier, and we're going to see them all team up.
so
reunion.
yeah, so according to his like Marvel released like the official like what's been going on of all the characters, and they've said that Cap has been operating out of Wakanda, but going to different countries like
Abusing people.
abusing people. He's been beating the shit out of them underclass people, just like Americans. No, like solving crimes, like.
Is he, wait. Are you saying that Captain America is now responsible for North Korea and South Korea wanting to be friends now? Is that what's going on?
I think so.
Have you seen that beard? Yes.
And supposedly, like I said, Kim Jong-un is going to meet with Donald Trump. Are you saying Captain America facilitated that meeting?
Yes.
Who else could make that miracle happen?
Two fat losers meeting each other. Good job. Hooray! Anybody in North Korea that's listening to our podcast.
I don't think they're allowed to listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I don't think
you're
they're allowed
safe, Scott.
So yeah, I can do that again.
If not, your house is getting nuked.
Yeah, like go ahead and hit my house first on that nuke that won't cross the fucking Pacific Ocean. Good job. I don't know how we ended up with this. Popcom, yeah, the metal around his gloves. So I'm guessing that's going to be something. His Nomad shield is going to be similar to, like the Black Panther, like Thug Life, vibranium, like his costume.
Oh yeah, where he could just mentally summon it.
Yeah, kind of like he pulls it, goes through, and it's all vibranium, like nano machines or however that is. Because I mean, Tony, it looks like with his costume, it looks like we're finally getting the bleeding edge, right? Or at least something similar to it.
Edge mixed with like extremists, like it.
Yeah. Which I do want to have them finally explain that like Tony's suit is like stored in the like space in between his like bone marrow, like the bleeding edge was. Like that's kind of cool.
Jeremy, what comic book should we pick up if we want that new Winter Soldier persona?
So Winter Soldier is
who's he going to be? White Wolf, something like that.
At the end of a Black Panther movie. If you haven't watched that podcast or tuning that podcast, so we discussed that live. I basically shit on the movie, but I didn't really shit on the movie. Like I said, it just didn't live up to my expectations of what it was. I just don't
racist.
I don't see the hype. I'm not on the Black Panther hype train. So it was good. It just wasn't the best thing that's ever been.
No.
But in that post-credit scene, so you see Bucky come out of like the little like mud hut thing, and then someone basically the thing like, oh look, it's the White Wolf. It's the White Wolf. So White Wolf is actually a comic book reference where there's actually a character called White Wolf that actually is basically almost like a Black Panther but in a white costume.
Right. The adopted white son of T'Challa.
Yeah, so that is the White Wolf. It is Black Panther number 4, I believe, of the like 1998 like re-release. Yeah. It's super low print run. Right now, I think you can pick it up for like $30.
The one that I was watching that decided not to go on, I think had just crossed $30 like yesterday.
Yeah, so
maybe I think they're creeping up even more.
It's at $20. Like I said, they're all creeping up a little bit. like I said, this was like a low print run. So like I said, if you can get it for under 30, like I said, if you're into like comic book speculation at all, like I said, it's probably worth the pickup. Just because like I said, it is. I normally wouldn't hop on like a hype book. But like I said, the only reason I would probably tend to hop on this is since it was such a low print run, because really back in 1998, I think that's when it came out.
It was 98. But nobody cared about Black Panther.
And exactly, because no one cared about Black Panther. It was a book that they were trying out. Like I said, they released it. It wasn't basically something that would be stocked on the shelves like it is today. So that is your comic book spec of the tip of the week.
Well, there is another tip actually that I'll give, because we talked about it. Right next to Jeremy, your head is another tip that we need to bring up. Because if you point to like your head, there is a comic that you have signed on your wall. Down a little bit. No, the other way. You know which one I'm pointing at, fucker. You can see it on your screen. Venom, Lethal Protector.
Oh,
right there. There you go. So anyone that's going to rewatch this or anything, according to a lot of sources, that is one of the major inspirations for the Venom movie that's coming out. So that is another comic to pick up, because that is the first anti-hero version of Venom.
So I think we all own shares of that one.
I have it.
Anybody? Is it? Yeah, I do. Nate does. I know Jeremy does. Is anyone concerned that trailer looks awful and no one's going to want to go see that movie? Like, I'm glad I didn't go out and buy a ton of those, because I don't know anymore.
So I was all excited for Venom until I saw the trailer. And then I don't think that even if they base it off of that comic series, it's really going to push up that comic a lot, because it's so different. And I don't think that movie's going to do very well.
No, same. Can I do my comic book spec pick of the week? Mine is one that I own that I picked up over a year ago.
G.I. Joe.
No, I picked that up a lot of years ago. Amazing Spider-Man 529, the first appearance of the Iron Spider costume.
What?
Oh yeah.
I just looked because I had to make sure I knew what I was talking about. So to get the number right, but they're up to like $40 on eBay. Still kind of fair, right? I grabbed mine. Like I said, I think it was right after Civil War. I got it for like less than $10. It's up to 40 now. So don't sleep on that one, because we were at Target today and I saw the Lego set. The Lego set that has the Iron Spider does have the things coming out of his back, which they haven't shown like in any of the pictures or trailers yet. So if it's in the Lego set, it's going to be, it's going to be in the movie. And it's going to be the full on Iron Spider costume that we all think of when we think of Iron Spider.
Right. So, and that is a good thing to bring up, because I do believe that they officially call it the Iron Spider suit according to like the MCU like synopsis.
It's on the pop. It was on the Lego set. Yeah, he's Iron Spider.
It's already out. It's toy right now.
It's MCU canon at this point that is the Iron Spider.
Awesome.
You think
we'll go grab that book? You can be cool like me.
So be careful though. With that book, there are second and third printings of that book, so make sure you get the.
And the second print looks an awful lot like the first print, except for a little word on the cover somewhere that says second print.
Yeah.
Jeremy helped me figure that out, because I was worried. I'm like, oh crap, I don't know which one I have. I got such a good deal on it. It's probably the second print. And he's like, no, dude, look right there. So second print. Go home and check. I went home and checked. I was safe.
Yeah, you're good.
There you go.
No, it's like I think that should be a good podcast section. Like, this is our comics
speculation.
Yeah, maybe not every week, because there's not always going to be one. But yeah, if you got one, I think that is a great idea.
Then I can put it up on the wall and say, hey,
this one right here behind me.
Point to this one, right
here.
There, go get that one right there. Yeah. It's a good way, because I mean, a lot of times with like the MCU movies coming out, or a lot of the different movies, or I mean, shit, even like Jessica Jones has Wizard. Like, who knows which the first appearance of Wizard is, or cares, but it's at least something we could bring up.
Just because you said it, I gotta look.
Yeah, me too. I was.
All right, first Wizard.
I don't know how to spell Wizard. Oh, WH.
WH.
So
It's Amazing Spider-Man number 222. First appearance of the Wizard, the Speed Demon.
There you go.
222.
Yeah, but he has a way cool costume in Spider-Man. Some
It,
fat guy.
it could be yours for the low price of about $30 on eBay.
Correct. Hey, I found one for $7.75. Buy it now.
Oh, I was looking at the sold. No, you're right. There's a damaged one that sold for $2.80.
Wait,
you can get it for super cheap.
So apparently Robert Frank, though, was in USA Comics #1 in 1941, who became eventually they brought him through. So there's 2 first appearances. They recycled the fucking name.
I saw that. Yeah, that was the one that popped up for me first. Was this guy from 1941? I'm like,
who went by the name Whizzer apparently, but which one it is, who knows?
Whatever one it is. They took extreme creative liberty.
Yeah, this is a fat dude in a parka.
Yeah, but it's a yellow parka, dude. It's a yellow parka, just like 1941 Whizzer. Yeah? I think it's the 1941. I'm gonna go buy USA Comics #1.
Yeah.
I gotta look at it because I haven't even seen it.
So I'm looking at the Marvel wiki, and apparently he used to fight crime against the superhuman crime fighter Miss America.
Wait,
Miss America. Miss America.
Nazi on the cover? Like,
wait, say that again, Jeremy.
Like some Nazi witch on the cover of USA Comics #1.
I can't find it. Actually,
wait, just a sec. Yeah, there is a Nazi witch.
That is a Nazi witch.
Yes, it is. You are correct, sir.
That's awesome.
Why can't we have like comics? Like I said, I think this is what they should do. I said, we're like at like like word wars like North Korea. Where's like the comics with like North Koreans in it or something like that? Like, come on, I'd buy that.
So it's not in comics anymore, but wasn't that like most of like Call of Duty? Wasn't that like the last couple Modern Warfares? Weren't that North Korea invading? So I think it just shifted to video games.
They don't call it North Korea. Like
they do it a couple of things.
On USA Comics #1, you could clearly tell that's a Nazi.
That is a Nazi witch, and that is a wonderful Nazi witch. And then I'm gonna say that is the dude in the background too. Isn't that like a very stereotypical Japanese dude in the background?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to find a copy because I actually want to buy it.
Dude, you need to get it.
The only one I can find is a photocopy.
Yeah.
For $10. Pass.
Here's a flashback reprint for $50.
So, by the way, Jeremy, I'm going to test your knowledge here. When was the Flash? Was it after this run? Was that 1941?
Yeah.
So, if you look up the version of like Wizard from 1941,
1940.
Yeah. So Flash was 1940. Okay, so never mind. Well, but he had like the helmet with like the metal helmet, right? And everything.
Yeah, it was that Flash, I'm sure.
Like I do have to say they took some interesting copying of Wizard here for the New Age Flash with his hat with the little helmet or the wings and shit, because you make this red from like the Wizard first appearance, that is Barry Allen Flash. Like that's his costume.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. If you look
lightning. I like the W on his chest. How it has like some blur on the side of it.
For Wizard, awesome. Which nowadays that means that he's just taking a piss. So it's like that's the dude that pees.
It is now my goal to find a copy of USA Comics #1. Buy it.
I kind of just want it for that Nazi witch on the front. Like that's actually pretty killer.
Why I want it is because of the Nazi witch.
Yeah, and the random, like I said, very stereotypical buck-toothed Japanese dude on the front.
Okay, so evidently my DC knowledge isn't that good. So you know how Jay Garrick became the Flash in 1938? He accidentally inhaled heavy water vapors while taking a smoke break outside his laboratory.
Yeah, heavy water, right? Which is a legit thing.
As a result, he found out that he could run at superhuman speed.
So that's the worst thing is like they based it off of heavy water, which actually exists and does nothing. But back in the day, they're like, "Oh my God, there's heavy water. Like
Well, I just like the fact that he was outside on a smoke break, and that's how he became the Flash.
Yeah. Because apparently smokers can run real fast. Like, when has that ever happened?
Back in 1938, they thought that smoking like it gave you superpowers.
Right.
Makes
Because
sense.
it can have heavy water. Replace hydrogen with a hydrogen isotope, and apparently that gives you super speed.
Yeah,
I
makes sense.
want USA Comics #1. I want that witch.
Right. Did we just find a new obsession for you, Jeremy?
I think you did.
The 20% off eBay coupon might be gone, but they're back with the 10% off coupon.
What?
See that. USA Comics #1. This item is not in stock.
Yeah, no. I don't know how many people are going to have it.
Oh! No. Look at USA Comics #5.
Oh, hold on.
USA Comics #5. I need this one. Screw the #1. I need #5. It's 3 midget kids burning Nazi flags and kicking Hitler in the face. I need that issue.
What? They're just kind of like Bucky was back in the day, right?
Yeah, they totally looked like little Buckies.
Yeah, this little midget Bucky's beating shit. Okay, so who is the old man that's about to slit this other dude's throat, right? Like,
I don't know.
bottom right.
I need this comic. Introduce the Victory Boys.
And stereotypical, like, Japanese stereotype. They're kicking Hitler in the face, for God's sakes.
As they should.
Anyone watching, please Google this, because both of these two are very wonderful comic covers, and I want both of them. In fact, I don't know the whole run of USA Comics.
There's a lot of Captain America in USA Comics, I think, right? Like, at least that's what's coming up when on my Google image search.
Yeah.
I think it's the same line.
So yeah, so there's some Captain America stuff.
I did find a USA Comics #5.
Nice.
I can't spend $3,000.
Yeah, USA Comics #2.
Whoa, hold on. How much?
$3,600.
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
That's like an Action Comics #1. Like, good God.
No, it's not. But
No, I know. I'm just nothing compares to an Action Comics #1.
Not if you don't have $1 million to spend.
I do not.
Wait, can you use that 20% off coupon?
I'll get $100 off of it.
Monthly $100. You max that out, Larry.
Come on, eBay.
Also, okay. My new obsession though is finding basically a comic where there's some Nazi on the cover.
Yeah, for a reasonable price.
A reasonable price.
I think you can do it.
What's that? That's Nazi.
You know who would have it, right?
Hey, you can USA Comics #3 is actually a pretty good good cover.
Oh my God.
They're beating up some Japanese folks in that one.
Okay. Just Google the term Captain Nazi. Go to the Wikipedia page. It's got Shazam and Bullet Man on the cover, and that's against Captain Nazi.
Captain Nazi is he's got some clashy Christmas colors going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I like his shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Like, he's got tassels. Like, that's amazing.
Oh, no. I found the one that I had to buy. Pansy, the girl who loved the swastika. There's this picture of this girl. It's just kind of, okay. I look up Hansy, Hansi. I can buy one for
girl who loved
$55 on eBay. I'm buying it right now.
Oh my. She's like Sound of Music.
Yeah, that's like
front of like the Nazi headquarters.
That's like Helga. Like, what is this?
Helga.
So happy.
Someday I'll be a youth leader for the Führer.
Well, okay. Here's what's interesting though. This was produced in 1976.
Oh wow.
Well after World War II was over.
Well after the war, they're like, you know what? Let's tell the story of this brave Nazi promoting woman.
It's got such amazing quotes as Americans, they're all gum chewing gangsters.
Or how about no? The best one was Jesus was a Jew. Like apparently that was a line she said. Or don't Americans have pride in their country?
I like how this podcast has turned down a dark, twisted path.
This is the okay. I will say, I've said it before that we've gone down some weird tangents. This is the weirdest that we've run into.
Well, the funny thing is that I can't even put the picture that I want on the thumbnail for this.
No, because it's one of these comics, and none of them are kosher.
If the war gets bigger, hold on. If the war gets bigger, our rations get smaller. I'm proud to be hungry for Germany's great future.
I want this comic. I don't know why. I just want it.
A good one.
Sometimes you gotta buy ridiculous things for ridiculous prices.
Ridiculous. Yeah. No, like things like that are well worth the investment.
Okay, here. I found one that's in okay condition or best offer. How could you turn down half price on Nazi memorabilia? That's American.
You need to go back to...
Go
ahead, Larry.
Is this going to be a new feature on the podcast? Buy stuff with Jeremy or buy stuff with the STS guys?
Right. What random shit?
Live eBay shopping.
Random shit that we find on eBay.
Well, I said just because we have like random conversations, like this is the weirdest conversation that we've.
I love how this started as me asking what you guys think Thanos is like.
Wasn't this the plan? Like you is this what you envisioned when you're like, let's talk about Infinity War?
I didn't think it went to Nazis.
Now, when you woke up this morning, at any point in time, did you think, you know what? I'm going to talk about Nazis today?
No, not at all. That was never my intention. I'm glad we got here, but never my intention.
So, hello, Spider-Man Dorbs.
So that works. So I think, Larry, this is about the time we do your standard Larry shill.
Larry shill. Shill it out, Larry.
Shill us, Larry, shill.
So, thank you for listening to the STS Guys podcast. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big fat thumbs up. If this is the first STS Guys video or podcast you're listening to, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also find us on SoundCloud, I don't know, some other podcast platforms. Oh, yeah, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store. Go check us out there.
TuneIn Radio.
TuneIn Radio. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, you can find us at STS Guys. Check us out on Facebook at The STS Guys. And I am Larry from The STS Guys. I'm going to do, like, we talked about the live stream at the beginning, right? Like, so I was playing some Splatoon yesterday. We'll probably do that again. I don't know when exactly, but I want to try to make that a regular thing because it was a lot of fun. It was really cool hanging out with you guys and playing some games. I think everybody else is going to jump on board too, because since we all have Switches now. So yeah, go watch that video. It's 90 minutes of me doing pretty good at Splatoon. We got a bunch of other videos. Nate opened up a Mezco Batman earlier this week, so go check that out.
I got Larry to laugh.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here looking at myself, and then I glance over at you. I'm like, oh, hey, what's Scott doing?
Playing with his nipples.
So we got some more videos. I know Jeremy's got a few ready to drop this week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you click on the little bell, you get a notification every time we do something. And you know what? Like, we're doing pretty good about doing live podcasts on Saturday nights too. So please come hang out with us again next week on YouTube.
All right, for episode 26 of the STS Guys. For episode 26, I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And I've been Scott.
And we've been the STS Guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.